Hello, it's Sunday, September 17th. It's 5 a.m. I'm up early. I haven't gotten ready yet, but I'm going to Fenway Park. This is the Wizard of Izza, and I am going to Fenway Park, and I'm going to take a tour. It's fairly inexpensive. I think it's about 35 bucks. So I'm going to go into Fenway Park, take a tour, a behind-the-scenes tour. Even though I've been to Fenway Park to watch games, I've never seen all of Fenway Park, including the left field monster seats that they have put in. So with that being said, I'm going to go take a shower, get dressed, and I'll see you in Boston.
That's great. Gives you enough time to do either team.
Any guesses on that one? Wrigley, exactly. Third oldest. You have to jump all the way to 1962, 50 years younger than Fenway Park. What about that one? Yell it out. Dodger Stadium. Los Angeles Dodgers, Dodger Stadium. Since the 1990s, 23 of the 30 major league teams have built brand new ballparks, some of them multiple times. So you've walked into what baseball was at the turn of the last century. Very urban game, ballparks are built in the heart of the city.
Sticking out, boys. You guys, first up, step right up.
Like a robot on the lawn.
I know.
Was being built in 1912, ownership said, we don't need a locker room. Think about it. No locker room? Because on the other side of the left field wall at that point it was horse stables. Let the players get changed in the stables. They did that for 2 years. Finally, in 1914, they built one clubhouse, one locker room underneath the first base stands with the tunnel going up to the first base dugout. The visitors would go through the tunnel with the Red Sox, cross the field to get over into the third base dugout. They put a sheet down the middle of the clubhouse to keep teams apart. Didn't always work after a hard-fought game. It would stay that way, this is the staggering thing, from 1914 till 1952.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's a long drop.
knocked 6 home runs around that pole.
For Johnny
Had a
Pesky.
teammate, Mel Parnell, who would become a broadcaster. Anytime someone hit a home run around that pole, he said, that's a Pesky home run. So we named it after Johnny Pesky, 60 years of his life given to the Red Sox. Left field foul pole. Another player, number 27 on our retired numbers. Any guesses on that one? The fist pole. 1975 World Series, Boston Red Sox, Cincinnati Reds, one of the greatest World Series ever. When you combine the two rosters from those two teams, 8 future Hall of Famers in that World Series. Game 6, game is tied. Bottom of the 12th inning, Carlton Fisk is up. Fisk gets the ball. Everyone knows it's going to go out. Will it stay fair or go foul? Strong wind is blowing and foul. Fisk is running down the first base line, waving his arms, and he's yelling, stay fair, stay fair. Ball hits a foul ball, home run, Red Sox win, place goes crazy. We're going to break the curse of the Bambino. We're going to win the World Series. John Kiley, the organist, not knowing what to do, plays the Hallelujah chorus. This is it. We wake up a few hours later and we realize it was only game 6. We still have to win game 7. And I don't have enough time to tell the rest of that story, but if you follow me, we're going to go up to the next level and talk non-baseball activities at Fenway Park. Come on and follow me.
There's the Mass Pike right there. That's the Mass Pike with all the cars.
You can sit beside.
Oh, there's my box.
So non-baseball activities at Fenway Park. Yes, we do a lot of non-baseball activities at Fenway. Fenway is used year-round. We are open year-round. We do tours year-round. Middle of the winter, 2 degrees below zero, we're out here doing tours. We love it. Now, what else is it used for, though? 2 winters ago, 2 wedding receptions held here at Fenway Park. A bar mitzvah reception held here at Fenway Park. 2 springs ago, our very first high school senior prom held here at Fenway Park in the upper level restaurants here at the ballpark. Very fancy, very, very nice. So all kinds of corporate meetings are also done throughout the year. A lot of times they will try to incorporate us into those. Can you come in and do half-hour tours, which is really cool for us and for the folks at those meetings. Kind of gets them out of the meeting for a few minutes anyway. The other thing that we do is something called Live at Fenway. It's a concert series that we started in 2003 with Bruce Springsteen. Full lineup is on the wall way over to my left. Here in this photo, it shows you we put the stage in deep center field.
Sort of.
What does he do his first year when he opens up that door? Wins Rookie of the Year award. Major League Baseball waits 50 years. 1997, they had finally acknowledged Jackie. They retired number 42 in every major league and minor league ballpark. Now on the 15th of April, every year, every major league and minor league player, coach, manager wears number 42, Jackie Robinson Day. Great tribute to a great player, great statesman. Number 42, Jackie Robinson. Last active player to wear number 42. Anyone know that one? Mariano Rivera, great reliever for the New York Yankees, went into the Hall of Fame just a couple of years ago. From here, we're going to do a walkthrough of our press box. We're going to walk in, walk down to the first row. The part that we are walking through is where written press sit. Take a look at the view. It's an incredible view. The row that we are walking through, that is where the senior sports writers sit, the ones who vote for the MVP, Cy Young, Manager of the Year, all of that kind of stuff, Hall of Fame. And then from there, we will walk out, we will walk past the broadcasting booths, and we will end up on the first base side of this level, where we will talk about the scoreboard at the bottom of the left field wall. Come on and follow me. So before I go on, are there any questions? This is a great place for me to hear people and take questions. Anything that I haven't said that you wanted to know about, or something I did say that you would like to question? Yeah. I know, I missed it. This was like the third season. Yeah, but I missed the shot. Any other questions? Okay, another great view of the field. In my mind, these are the best seats. I love the seats up here. All of the other, there's not a bad seat in this ballpark, but everywhere else is going to be one small section that you can't see. But from up here, you see every inch of the playing surface. I really like sitting up here. From up here, you get a great view of the scoreboard at the bottom of that left field wall. That scoreboard is manually operated. 3 people work inside that scoreboard. Think 1934 working conditions. If you look where it's where it says let's see, W.B. Mason, the N in Mason goes straight down and just to the right, and you can just make out the outline of the door with a little silver knob. Only entrance and exit in and out of that wall. But like I said, once you get inside there, 1934 working conditions. What does that mean? It has a dirt floor, few hanging light bulbs, no heat, no air conditioning, no running water, no bathroom. But it does have Wi-Fi. So person number 1 takes care of the in-game score. They have tiles that weigh 3 pounds each, hand-painted tin. They slide up into the slot, slide down, that easy to change. Person number 2 does the next section, American League. Person number 3 does the National League, and that's who we have to feel bad for. Because when they put in the seats, they had to put a structural column behind the National League scoreboard. That person cannot do it from inside the wall. So what you will see when you hear a game in between innings, you'll see that door fly open, that individual come running out, clipboard in one hand, all the tiles, step ladder, go running down, change as many scores as they can, gather everything up, go running back in, 2 minutes. That's all that Major League Baseball allows for that. If you go over that time limit, it is a delay game fine of $25,000. So that person has to work quickly. Yeah. At the bottom of that scoreboard where it says balls and strikes and outs, it looks like red and green streetlights. That's what it is, red and green streetlights. When those were put in 1934, it made it the first electronic scoreboard in the Major Leagues by having those lights. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Yawkey, they owned the team for many years. As I said, Mr. Yawkey purchases the team in 1933. They did not have any children. The ballpark, the team was their whole life. Mr. Yawkey passed away in 1976, Mrs. Yawkey in 1992. Yawkey Trust then takes over ownership. 1999, they want to tear Fenway Park down. They have plans, they have permits pulled for a brand new site. Major League Baseball says, let's do the 1999 Major League All-Star game here at Fenway because they knew that the ballpark was about to get torn down. Well, the Save Fenway campaign starts, and ownership says we can't do this. Next best thing, put everything up for sale. That's what they did. 6 bids. Out of the 6 bids, our current ownership was the only bid that wanted to keep Fenway. Luckily, that's the bid that won out. And so they purchased the team for $650 million.
seats are probably the best seats in the house, better than the Green Monster seats.
Nine. Now we get this story because there was a guy sitting in that red seat, and sitting 2 rows behind him was a newspaper reporter who wrote a story in the Boston Globe on June 10th, 1946, because he watched the whole scenario that I am about to tell you about. Gorgeous day in Boston on June 9th, 1946. Very, very sunny. Red Sox were playing a doubleheader. They played doubleheaders back then. 2 games for the price of 1. Back in the 1940s, people got all dressed up. Shirts, ties, suit coats, long dresses, big hats. Joe Boucher from Albany, New York is in Boston on business, takes a day off to come to Fenway Park, and he sits in that spot. Bought himself a brand new straw hat, knowing it was going to be so sunny. Watches all of game 1 of the doubleheader. Well, game 1 is over. Hot in the hot sun. He's tired. He pulls the hat down over his eyes. His family thinks that he just fell asleep. Game 2 starts, and Joe is still sound asleep. Bottom of the first inning, Ted Williams, Red Sox greatest hitter ever, hits a ball that keeps going, and it hits Joe Boucher in the head, puts a hole in his brand new straw hat, and it knocks him out cold. And he's out cold for close to 5 minutes. They bring a medical team up. He's okay, little dazed, probably a minor concussion. 1946 concussion protocols? No, not really. They just said to him, Joe, you're okay, shake it off. Then they ask him, what did you think about that ball? Quote in the newspaper, I lost all interest in the ball when it hit me in the head. I have a question. In the newspaper, how far do I have to sit to be safe in this ballpark? The answer to that is 503 feet, because that seat is 502 feet from home plate, the longest home run ever hit inside Fenway Park. Ted Williams, June 9th, 1946. That is a regular bleacher seat, costs no more than the rest of them, $35 to $45, depending on who's here in town. You can sit there. The seat has been left empty twice. 2002, Ted Williams passed away. We left that seat empty for the remainder of the season. Black sash on it and flowers on it. Oh, I like that. Oh. 2006, 60th anniversary of that hit. We invite Joe Boucher's family. Joe Boucher had already passed away, but we invite his entire family to come here on June 9th. And they all sit in that row. They leave that seat empty in honor of their dad and granddad, Joe. They put a straw hat on that seat. They threw out the first pitch in the game that night. That brings me to the end of my part of the tour. In summary, Fenway Park, 1912. You walked in here, you saw that lower bowl of red seats, small bleacher section. Tom Yawkey comes in, he builds the wall, he puts in all of the blue grandstand seats, puts in a new bleacher section. Mrs. Yawkey moves the press box up to where it is. It was down 2 levels, puts in a private suite on either side of it. Current ownership comes in 2000. They put in all of the upper decks, including where we're standing right now, in brand new infrastructure of the ballpark. These 2 brand new decks out in center field, the Truly deck and the 521 Club just opened up last year, making this the most modern old ballpark in Major League Baseball. On that note, I want to thank you. I want to thank Pauline for helping us out today. I want to thank you guys. My name is Dave on behalf of the Boston Red Sox. The projected 2024 World Series champion Boston Red Sox. You have to always hope. Want to thank you guys for coming to Fenway Park. We're going to walk down to a little museum, and once we get down there, there's restrooms, fan photos down there, and some great displays. We'll be down there if you have any questions and need any recommendations. Once again, thanks for coming.
And it blows me away as a Exactly.
You like that? I didn't even make those.
It really hasn't changed.
This one here is a quick, 15 minutes takes a quick come back out. We have a regular hour-long storage. That's where it is.
tour of Fenway. I didn't say much because I really wanted it to be just the tour. I guess the guy that was narrating it could narrate it a lot better than me. So anyway, the tour was pretty nice. They got a 15-minute tour, and they've got a 1-hour tour. I took the 1-hour tour. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in to the Wizard of Izza this September 17th, 2023. And Wizard of Izza are out. Oh, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Here's the House of Blues. And you got some tour buses here, so somebody's playing. I have no idea who. I'm gonna walk by there. Oh, Macklemore. All right. Fenway. Macklemore's here. So this must be his buses. Now this area, this House of Blues, back in the 80s, in 1983, 1984, 1985, that was called the Metro. It was a dance club. Used to dance. And I'll never forget the day Jack Wagner from General Hospital, because back then he was known for General Hospital, walked in to the Metro, which is now the House of Blues. Within 5 minutes, he had a drink in his hand. Within 5 minutes, the most beautiful blonde woman I've ever seen in my entire life walked up to him. They looked at each other, they talked for a minute, turned around and walked out. Most likely back to his hotel room. But that's my Jack Wagner story, and that's my story from the Metro, which used to be the Metro, and now it's the House of Blues.